Hi everyone, this is Diana Palm, the Love Witch. Today we're going to be talking about aliens, UFOs, abductions, and all the information surrounding the massive disclosure that we've been experiencing in every country around the world in the past few years. You guys are used to me talking about ghosts and spirits and demons and all the things unseen, but I don't often elaborate much on aliens, and maybe I should. That's why I've decided to make this video. You know, a lot of times when I speak publicly, I avoid that topic because I know that people are still in the mindset of thinking that it's crazy, that it's far-fetched, or that anybody that believes in it for real is kind of cuckoo. I know there are people that love shows like Ancient Aliens and the documentary on Skinwalker Ranch. But when it comes to a person, somebody that you know and love, talking to you one-on-one about having an experience, people react strange. People literally take a step back and think you've lost your mind. So we are still collectively programmed to think it's entertainment, to think it's sci-fi, to think it's fascinating, but surreal. It's not a real experience. So I just wanted to do an icebreaker today and talk about the topic, flesh it out a little bit, and also let you guys know that the alien phenomena is very much a consistent part of our experience here on Earth. In April of 2020, the Pentagon confirmed the authenticity of 3 videos that Air Force pilots took of unidentified flying objects. In January of 2021, the CIA declassified thousands of documents having to do with aliens and UFO sightings. You may have heard the term UAP and not known what the difference was between that and UFO sightings. Well, apparently the UAP is actually a military term for seeing UFOs. It actually means unidentified aerial phenomenon. The former Canadian Defense Minister came out and announced the reality of UFOs. France was one of the first countries actually to come clean about UFOs and aliens. Over the years, there have been many legitimate sightings from high-level witnesses in authority, from commercial airline pilots, military pilots and aircrew, intelligence officers, police officers, and even astronauts. And a strange thing is, when you start the conversation with someone about UFOs or aliens, they immediately think you're kind of crazy. And I really want people to push through that concept. If you feel this way around the topic of UFOs and aliens, it is a clear indication that you have been programmed to believe a certain way. Because the truth is, aliens and UFO activity have been a part of human history since the very beginning of time. All of our ancestors and origination stories include people coming from crafts in the sky and interacting with humans. So this phenomena is nothing new, but it has been something that the mainstream has really made to feel like it's sci-fi, or that people that are having experiences are crazy, they're ungrounded. Well, as you know, I love topics like this because I am a medium. I work with the unseen world all the time. And if I didn't back it up with my own research, I might think I'm a little bit crazy too. But I've spent my entire life researching all of these topics that seem extraordinary, and that includes aliens and UFOs. My first exposure to the topic of aliens actually happened in high school in 1986, between junior and senior year. I had to make up a ton of credits for skipping class, so I had to attend summer school. And during that time, my teacher put on the documentary about Betty and Barney Hill, which was an amazing abduction story. If you don't know about them, look it up. It's one of the most credible accounts with physical symptoms to corroborate their experiences. They were put under hypnosis and they recalled an actual star map. One of the stars on that map wasn't even discovered until years after the map was drawn. That documentary piqued my curiosity, but yet I was still one of those skeptics, and whenever people would talk about it at that age, I thought they were a little crazy, so I was just like you. But since that time, I've worked with many people who have had a wide variety of alien experiences. Yes, some have been abducted. Some have very horrific nightmares. They come back, they're bruised, they're scared, that claim that the aliens cloak themselves and look like either spirits or animals so that the abductee will trust them and go with them. There's all the regular phenomena, like they put the sleep on you, you can't move, you can't speak, and then you're taken somewhere else. There's so many theories that abound around this topic. Why do they do that? Are they checking the climate on Earth? Are they following genetic family lines? Do you actually have an implant? One of the reasons that this topic really speaks to me is because of the huge amount of people that actually claim to have had these experiences. Now, I can't speak for everybody out there, but I can tell you that the people that come to me are very credible and are really showing signs of having an actual trauma, having PTSD from the experience. And because it's associated with aliens and UFOs, their own family and friends don't support them. They feel ostracized, they feel like they're going crazy, and they're completely unsupported in going through this experience. That's something that really needs to change. If you, or if somebody that you know and love has had a UFO experience, please be that listening ear for them, and please guide them to a support group or to others like them where they can share their experiences. There's nothing worse than having somebody feel victimized by a situation like abduction, and then on top of it, feeling victimized because their own loved ones don't believe them. By 1993, I had met several people that had had very credible UFO experiences. Of course, at that time, I thought they must have had a sexual assault that was repressed. It must have been something from their childhood, and now it's bubbling up and is revealing itself in this form. So what do I do as a Capricorn? Are you kidding? I dive into it hardcore. I research the phenomenon. I read all the books. I watch videos, documentaries. I go to seminars. I meet credible people that have had abductions that were also researching the UFO phenomenon for many, many years. You could kind of say that I dove in head first to the UFO community. I also had been a military wife, which meant that I was around a lot of military personnel and people that are exposed to things like this on a much more regular basis than one would think. So the idea began to kind of bubble up in me that this was so much more common than anyone would ever give it credit for. When I began taking clients as a psychic medium and somebody who can see spiritually, I began to see that the aliens were actually leaving things behind in the energetic field of those that they had abducted. And I could also determine if they had implants. As a healer, the most important thing that I want to let you know is that these experiences are real. They're happening. I believe that they've actually increased dramatically since the beginning of 2020. I think there were many things leading up to it, but in the beginning of 2020, when things began to shift on a global level, I feel that their presence has really, really increased. From implants to harvesting embryonic eggs, these experiences are real. What can you do about it? Well, some of the things that I have been working with my clients on for many years is first to clear up their energy, to work with the energetic field surrounding the implant, and to shift the victim consciousness that accompanies those that have been taken. And we're definitely looking at reducing the fear, because fear plays into this phenomenon in a huge way. Remember, everything in our existence operates on the law of attraction. So if you've had these kind of experiences and it evokes tremendous fear within you, fear is a magnet. You really want to become neutral in your emotions surrounding the experience. There are also some spiritual things that you can do to better protect yourself. There will always be increased alien activity around portals and vortexes. I've spent many years researching and interacting with the energy of portals and vortexes to really understand what they're about. And I can confirm for you that there is always an increase of alien sightings and abductions in those areas. If you love this topic, be sure you tune in to Skinwalker Ranch on the History Channel. That is a huge ranch that seems to be under constant surveillance from UFOs, sightings. They're experiencing crop circles, cattle mutilation, and otherworldly phenomenon. When I'm working with clients that have had this type of experience, I remain very neutral and work with them on healing and clearing the trauma. I also clear any kind of residual imprinting that the aliens have left in their body or in their energetic field. I often see that they have free-floating memories from the experience, and if they've had eggs harvested, I see that energy imprint within their body. I think we're entering a time where any of the previous government cover-ups are being disclosed. The general public is becoming more accepting. This is a real phenomena, and people really are having these experiences. People ask me all the time about different breeds of aliens. Are they all bad? Are they all good? It's really naive to think that all aliens are bad or all aliens are good. It's important to know that they're just like people. If you went to any country, you could not expect all the people to be a certain way. However, there are some species that are known to be on the negative side. There are some negative alien species that are known to be more into mind control, greed, power, and there are some alien species that are really beautiful and beneficial to humanity. They help us come up with ideas to clean up the planet, to create more peace on Earth, to evolve humanity's consciousness. So it's important to not categorize them as all either good or bad. There's a huge variety. Sometimes aliens can cloak themselves and they can shapeshift. They can appear differently than they are. They can also send mind control to you so that you perceive them different than they are. So it's really important to stay open-minded when it comes to aliens, but it's a topic that needs to be discussed more often. It's something that needs to be moved into the mainstream so that we can better support people who are having experiences, and so that we can collectively work together to find out how to shift this experience or how to better protect people from having the negative experiences. One of the things I've seen with abductions is that they tend to follow family lines, which has always created a curiosity for me. It seems as if they're tracking certain DNA lines, and I don't know if that's because they've manipulated with the DNA and they're trying to see the outcome, or if they have specific interest in how we move generationally through time as we're evolving. Maybe they're checking to see if we even are. When my spiritual gifts really started peaking and I was waking up to spirits in my room and seeing ghosts and became more aware of all the many different entities and energies that coexist with us. I also had some of my own alien experiences, and I think it's really important that every individual has discernment, which is always a foundational piece of all my healing work. Even when I'm teaching people different classes for mediumship or the ability to see spirits and tune in with different frequencies, I feel it's very, very important to not go into fear, and again, not go into being naive about the situation either, but to have proper discernment. It's only through education that you can actually have proper discernment. And then with that discernment, what types of actions can you do to better protect yourself, be better informed, or seek the healing that you need in order to resolve and heal the situation that has already occurred in your life. I can't share my exact spiritual healing process, but I can tell you that there are things that we can do to help you with this experience, to help heal you and to help protect you. I believe that just as we are collectively experiencing more ghosts and spirits, we will also experience more alien experiences. And this is because the veil between worlds is thinning. We're now able to see more things spiritually that were hidden from view before. This has a lot to do with the vibrations on Earth changing and us moving into higher frequencies where we are vibrationally shifting higher, rubbing up against other planes of existence. Aliens can exist in the astral plane and the physical plane. Because of this, we can use our spiritual gifts to protect ourselves. Sometimes clearing alien energy is similar to clearing entities and demons. So if you're a spiritual light worker, you're a healer, you have spiritual gifts, and you want to put yourself in service, that's how I would suggest you start. And for every individual that's having experiences, please know that there's more and more people talking about it now. There's more people that are validating the experience. It's a slow process to change the minds and hearts once we've been programmed to think that it's all sci-fi. But there are practitioners out there who can help you. And it's important that if you're carrying trauma and PTSD, that you do reach out and get the help you need. If you believe in aliens, let me know down in the comment below. If you've had an experience, I would love to hear all about it. If you like this video, be sure to give me a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. I can't wait to see you in the next video.